Hi, my name's Eric.
And I'm Ken.
My name's Liam.
And Liam is our son, and he's been tutored by Phil for the last 4 years. He started with Phil when he was in 9th grade, and he had Phil all through high school. And I guess if I was going to say one thing about Phil that we really appreciated, it was the way Phil was able to, whatever the lesson was, history or English or French or social sciences, he was able to take what Liam was learning in the classroom and open a new doorway for Liam for his learning, so that it was something that became more of a personalized experience, from the standpoint that Phil was able to go deep into the subject and really focus on the specifics of a story even, and talk about, if it was a particular period of time in history, talk about what was happening in the world at that particular point in time and how it related to what that subject was and what the topic was, so that it became an emotional connection. So it wasn't just words and dates and people. It was about, well, how did people relate to at that time? And so anytime you can have an emotional connection to a subject, you're going to remember it and you're going to learn it deeply.
More than that, I always had a tough time in a classroom setting, and having someone like Phil was extremely helpful for me throughout all of my high school experience, because it allowed me to take what I had learned that day in school and have somebody else really kind of go into it one-on-one with me.
It was like having the benefit of, almost like having a private tutoring session with a college professor.
Phil has so much experience and so much knowledge, and his knowledge runs so deep, especially in history and literature, as well as languages, French. His knowledge is so deep and so profound that you get the benefit of your own college professor as a tutor. And by the time Liam graduated high school, which he just graduated, graduated with high honors. So I mean, you went from, I'd say a C student in your freshman year to a straight A student.
Really an engagement with whatever the subject was.
I genuinely just learned whether or not it was one thing new every day, with him. I mean, some days it was multiple things. There were just little things we'd end up talking about that I genuinely had never even considered. Whether or not it was new technologies that were being brought up in modern society today. He's so well versed just in the world that's being spun right now.
Kind of inspires you to do that on your own.
Right.
And that's more than just being a tutor. He takes a personal interest in your students' life and learning. It's just his passion for life and his passion for learning, and he loves to share that.